Maybe it's the season, maybe it's the heat and the really oppressive sunshine here in the American Southwest, but whenever I open up Ravelry right now, the one thing I find myself looking for most are neckerchiefs or bandanas. And so for today's video, I'm going to share with you 8 bandana or neckerchief patterns that I have discovered and that I am absolutely loving right now. Hello, and welcome to a Wool Needles Hands bonus ramble. Today, we are focusing on neckerchiefs and bandana patterns. I have always loved the look of a neckerchief or a bandana, whether it's worn cascading down the front or rolled up into a neck roll and tied around or even worn double around your neck. I just think that it's classic, it's classy, it's a wardrobe staple accessory, and really no matter what color you have of bandana, it can be thrown on over almost anything. Not only that, it's an all-season piece of clothing. It can be worn in the wintertime stuffed underneath the collar of a turtleneck or a jacket. It can be worn in the summertime around your neck to keep the sun away from your skin, or dampened and used to keep you cool in the super hot days of summer. It's practical, it's functional, and it's fashionable and chic, and all of those things make for the perfect hand knit item option. Now I want to dive into 8 bandana or neckerchief knitting patterns that I have discovered and that I am loving right now. But before I do that, I want to share with you a few things you may not know about the bandana. Like so many functional clothing accessories and accessory items, the bandana has a rich and vibrant history that spans countries and centuries. It all began in ancient Mesopotamia, where folks were using colorful cloths to protect their skin from the scorching desert sun. Little did they know that this practical piece of cloth would soon become a fashion sensation. Fast forward to ancient Egypt, where what we consider bandanas took on a whole new meaning. The pharaohs, renowned for their style and elegance, adorned themselves with intricately colored and patterned headscarves. These stunning accessories were not only fashionable, but they symbolized power and authority. Over in Asia, the traditional method of dyeing fabric that we know as tie-dye came from the Japanese shibori technique, which produced stunning indigo-colored bandanas. Meanwhile, in India, the vibrant bandani technique created beautiful patterns with intricate knots and dyes. And then, of course, what we know as the bandana made its journey west to the Americas. During the American westward expansion, cowboys and outlaws alike embraced the bandana as a versatile and practical accessory. It shielded them from the sun and dust and protected their face during daring escapades that gave birth to the iconic bandit mask. As the world evolved, so did the bandana. During the 20th century, it became a symbol of rebellion and counterculture. Rock and roll legends like Elvis Presley and Jimi Hendrix rocked bandanas on stage, adding a touch of rebellious flair to their performances. Today, the bandana is more than just a fashion statement. It's woven its way into numerous subcultures, including bikers and hip-hop artists. With its limitless colors and patterns, the bandana continues to reinvent itself, making it a timeless accessory that can serve to add a little flair to any outfit. So there you have it. In a nutshell, a little bit of a history of the bandana. So without any further ado, I want to share with you 8 knitting patterns that will help you add your own versatile, wear with anything, functional and practical bandana to your hand knit wardrobe. Okay, now not only are these going to be some great ideas for patterns, they're going to give you a little bit of an idea of various different ways that you can wear a bandana. There's no one right way to wear a bandana. It really is whatever suits you. Some people like to wear it where it cascades down the front. Some people like to wear it where it does that in the back and it's more like a Boy Scout style neckerchief, which brings me to the first pattern I want to share with you guys today. This is a design by Nicholas Heed and it is called the Knitting Badge Neckerchief, and I love this. I love it because I love the way that it's being worn in these pictures. It reminds me of when my brother was in Boy Scouts and they wear those neckerchiefs around the front. So that means that the two ends of the neckerchiefs come to the front and the triangle portion cascades down the back, and then they have their little, I don't know, it's like a bolero. Is it a bolero? The little tie, the thing that holds the two parts of the neckerchief together. It just, this whole thing, I get it. I love it. And that is what he's doing here with this pattern. But not only can it be worn like that, you can wear it with that triangular portion cascading down the front. It's just this really versatile shape and size, and I love that. When it comes to my preferences for neckerchiefs and bandanas, I really prefer them to be on the small side. I don't want it to look like a baby shawl, like meaning like a small shawl. I want it to look like a bandana. I want it to look like it sits right here under my face, where if I needed to pull it up to cover my face from dust or something, I could, but it's not big and voluminous and heavy. It's lightweight and it's just that size. It's just there for your neck, not for your shoulders. That's just kind of my preference. And I think that this is a great one. It's definitely more on the small side. It's being rolled up here, so it kind of fits around the neck like a roll. And I think that's cool, but I love it. It's a free pattern. It requires, it doesn't, let's see. It says grab whatever yarn you want, grab any needle size that makes you happy, see the details of the samples, for example, 2 stitch markers and a tapestry needle. It's like no stress, you guys. I love this. It says here, this cute little garter neckerchief is a must-have for summer, or when you just want to feel like you're in the Scouts. The knitting badge neckerchief can easily be whipped up in one sitting, although you can make it any size you want, and if you make it really large, it might not be that quick. Use cotton or linen yarn for a cute summer accessory, or wool for a little neck warmer for early spring and autumn. I love that. And I love that he says just to knit this with any size yarn you want, with any size needles. Super simple. So I'm loving this. So this is going to be my first on my list of really great bandana and neckerchief options. So cool. It looks fantastic on him. And the sample photos from others. Oh, look at Kat's. I love Cat Weaver, you guys. Hers looks great. So cool. Oh, it's in that really awesome orange color that I love. Yeah, so that is great. So this is called the Knitting Badge Neckerchief, and it is by Nicholas Heed. Now, when it comes to knitting a bandana, I want the process to be simple. I want it to be something I can whip up quickly and that I can probably make more than one in a short amount of time. So simple is key, and that takes me to this next one here. This is called the Simple Bandana, and it is by Paula Len. It is fantastic. It is a basic seed stitch fabric. It has some really nice eyelets running up and down the side where you're making those increases. And then there is a very intentional eyelet, not bind off, but kind of edge design along the hypotenuse of the triangle that you create here. It's really lovely. I love the muted tones. You can tell she's using kind of a floofy yarn in there. This is a DK weight. She's pairing a fingering with a lace weight mohair yarn together here, but you could just use a DK weight yarn. I feel like similar to the previous pattern here, if you wanted to use just a fingering weight yarn, you could just drop your needle size down. Super simple. It's just a bandana. It's not a pair of pants, right? So you don't have to worry so much about gauge and all of that. I think it's lovely. This is also a free pattern. And it says here, the Simple Bandana is a beginner-friendly project and an easy-to-wear accessory. You have the option of making it in 2 sizes, small and large. The Simple Bandana is worked bottom up and seed stitch throughout, and it features a triangular shape. Yarn overs are used to increase at the ends of the bandana on the right side. So that is the Simple Bandana by Paula Len. I'm loving the simplicity. I love the seed stitch. It's just kind of like a nice classic wear with anything texture, and you could probably work one of these up in a couple of nights. Love it. Okay, this next one has been on my bandana go-to list for quite some time, or to knit list for quite some time. I love it for its size. I love it for the texture. There's something about the texture and the stitch pattern that I kind of see variations of in lots of different bandana designs, but I really love it here. And that is scarf number 1 by My Favorite Things Knitwear. It's the way that it's sitting up on her neck in this initial photo with the blue scarf. It's similar to what I'm wearing right now, just a little bit smaller. I think it looks so chic with a white t-shirt, even if you're not wearing a coat over it. It's almost like jewelry. It's almost like an accessory, like jewelry is an accessory. It's still functional, it's serving a purpose, but right here, I think it's just adding some nice visual interest to the outfit. I really love that. And then you can also knit a larger size if you want to have it wrap back around to the front of the neck so that you can tie it in a knot right in front of that cascading portion that goes over your collarbone. So chic, so classic, and that stitch pattern is really very pleasant, and it looks like it would be enjoyable to knit. It would be interesting. There's bits of garter stitch in there that make it nice and soothing, but I love this. This is a DK weight, and she's knitting this with a cashmere yarn, but I imagine this in a really lovely plant-based fiber or even a merino cotton blend. I think it's fantastic. I actually nipped a skein of yarn from the recent Fiber for the People shop update that just went live yesterday. This is a 4-ply 50/50 cotton merino blend. This is the colorway Cerulean Velvet. I'm obsessed with this color. Part of the reason why I had the update collection that I did was because I wanted to dye this color. I imagine this as a scarf number 1. Of course, this is fingering weight, but I just think that color would look really great with that particular design. It says here, printed scarves in silk and cotton have recently made a major comeback, but why not add in some luxury and knit one in soft cashmere instead, or a really nice cotton merino? Keep your neck warm on colder days or use it around your hair for a cool 70s inspired look. Scarf number 1 is worked top down in a simple lace pattern. And like most my favorite things knitwear pattern pages, there's lots of information here. This is not a free pattern, but there is a lot of information on the pattern page to kind of give you an idea of what you're purchasing. So that is scarf number 1 by My Favorite Things Knitwear. Okay, this next one just looks so chic and fun, and that is the Bennett bandana. This is a pattern by Anne Wheel. If we look at the sample photos here, you can see that it's just a classic garter stitch bandana, but what makes it special is that really pretty picot edge around the scarf. And look how gorgeous it looks on this woman here. Just so nice with a tank top, just classy bandana style. It doesn't look like it's meant to keep her warm. It kind of just looks like it's there to add a little something to her outfit. However, if she needed it to keep her warm, she could. She could put a sweater over the top of that or a coat. It's just so cute. And then look at it here on this handbag. Please. I love the way it looks rolled up like that with all those little picots sticking out. Is that what you call those? Like plural form picots? Make this simple and sweet bandana to toss on or off as needed. You're gonna love the linen drape and soft feel. Linen gets softer and supple with use and washing. This pattern is made on straight or round needles with a delicate and lovely lace edge that makes the bandana special without being fussy. Easy garter stitch with a little lace interest at the edges. Okay, so maybe that's not, wait. No, yeah, those are picots. But the edges are, there's like some lace detail in addition to that. And I am here for it, you guys. Oh, so cute. So that is the Bennett bandana. It is a $6 pattern and knit in a beautiful linen yarn. You guys, love this. Okay, this next design is by the lovely Kate Davies. I love her designs and I really love this play on a kerchief or a bandana. This is called the Polka Grease kerchief and it is this awesome candy striper striped situation and I love the way she's wearing it. So you can see here she's wearing it where it ties here in the front and cascades down the back and I like that. I like that it's kind of hanging down low so she's almost got like a little bit of a plunging neckline with it. I love the color combination here with that candy striping red and tan. And then if you look at the back, it's not your like basic triangle shape down here. It doesn't come to a complete point. It has this kind of squared off edge right here down at the bottom. It's really cool, very geometric looking, especially with those stripes. I love this. It's all garter stitch, stripes, some easy increases, and then that really cool band of, you know, horizontal garters going down the middle. I love it. It's a fingering weight pattern. And it says here, a jolly candy-striped kerchief named for the famous Swedish confection, designed to make the most of a couple of mini skeins. This kerchief is a quick and simple knit. And who doesn't love that when you can pull out some mini skeins or even some leftovers that you have in your stash and whip up a really fun, functional, and fashionable bandana or kerchief. I just love that. So that is the Polka Grease kerchief by Kate Davies. Okay, this next one is another really simple and elegant classic bandana style, and this is called the Pantheon bandana. This is by, I don't always remember these off the top of my head, Mamie Typhane. Mamie Typhane. I might be pronouncing that incorrectly, but I love this design. I love the way that this woman is wearing it here in this photo. I love her striped shirt with her blazer. This is very much kind of my style. When I was a lady who went to work as opposed to working from home, this was very much the way that I dressed on a regular basis and still do occasionally, but just much more casual. And I love the way that whole outfit looks with that really nice bandana. This is a larger size because you can see that she's tying it in a knot in front here. So that's wrapping around her neck twice. but I love that look. It still looks compact like a bandana ought to look, but it has a little bit of volume there, giving it a little bit more of a luxe aesthetic. When you swipe over, there are a couple other samples here. You can see it on this man here, and I think that looks great. I'm sorry, but men need to be wearing bandanas more, in my opinion, because I think they look so good on a man's like shoulders. I just think that everybody should be wearing them. It's the next big thing, you guys. Just mark my words. I like the way that it looks here. There's nothing being tied in the front. It's worn a little bit more high and tight over her blazer. Oh, and then here it's tight in the front. The part cascades down the back there. You guys. It says the bandana Pantheon is a small scarf ideal for spring, inspired by the triangular facade of the Pantheon. Knitted in stockinette, it is a very simple model to achieve even for beginners. Sober and timeless, it can be knitted in 2 different sizes. It can be worn by both men and women thanks to its sleek style. And I very much agree. I think it is fantastic. So that is called the Pantheon bandana, and that is by Mamie Tiffane. Okay, this next one I'm obsessed with. This is called I Love Stripes by Suzanne Mueller, and I actually, when I pulled this out to share with you, I pulled this out for this bandana in particular. I was thinking that for what you see there, how cute would these 2 colors be together? This as the main color and this one striped through. But I mean, even if the cerulean was the main color and this was striped, they look so fun together. So that's why I pulled this out, because I'm feeling like this could be an I Love Stripes bandana, and those colors would look kind of fun over like anything really. I feel like having this really neutral nutty brown color paired with what I consider a more neutral blue. I feel like navy is a neutral blue, and I feel like cerulean is a neutral blue. You can correct me if you think that I am wrong, but I believe there is something to that. And I think that you put these 2 together, I mean, you guys, you could wear this with anything. You really could. It's so pretty. So anyway, this is the I Love Stripes bandana by Suzanne Mueller. I love the placement of these stripes. I love that you see her wearing it in her hair here. I would totally do that. I love the shape. I love how, maybe I'm wrong, but it almost looks like the little points. No, it's just a straight up triangle. It kind of looked like there was some additional shaping on the points of the triangle, but I think I'm wrong. I love that you can see it in a variety of colors. It's stockinette stitch with some stripes. How easy is that? Look how classic that is. With a nice white, like crisp button-down shirt. It doesn't have to be a crisp shirt. Just, you know, it just looks nice. And I like it here with like that ribbed tank top look. Come on. Why bandanas are the next thing. I'm telling you, bandanas are like the new like slouchy hat, or even like pointy hat. You know, whatever's really popular in the hat department, bandanas are coming for that spot. This one is a $2 and or €2.94, and it says, oh, okay, hold on. This might not be available in English. I don't know why I didn't. I have to think. I was about to start reading that in German, you guys, which would have been not great. Okay, but what I was going to say is I have to think that because of the simplicity of this design, a quick Google translation, you could figure out what it is that you need to do here. So don't ignore patterns that are not written in your language. With all the technology and AI that we have now, like somebody's going to be there to translate it for you, you know, if you need it. So bear that in mind. I am definitely going to be buying this pattern because I'm obsessed with it, and maybe I'll learn a little bit of German along the way. So that is the I Love Stripes bandana by Suzanne Mueller. Okay, last but not least is the Copacabana bandana. This is, again, simple stockinette stitch. It rolls in on the edges, and in the case of this bandana, I kind of love that. It's so lightweight that it does kind of remind me of like a driving scarf, something that you would see women wear in like those old movies if they're driving around in a convertible and they don't want their hair flying everywhere.
What are we aiming for? 3 minutes?
3 minutes flat.
Especially when you see it here in this gorgeous tangerine color. I'm crazy about it. You know what? Wait a minute, is that a reference to Breakfast at Tiffany's? I was gonna say, doesn't she wear like an orange bandana when she's... Where is she in Breakfast at Tiffany's with a bandana? It has to be because she's holding the cat. Breakfast at Tiffany's bandana, and she also has a trench coat on. Okay, no, she's not wearing an orange bandana. She's not actually even wearing a bandana. She's just wearing, okay, yeah, no, okay, so here's the photo that I'm thinking of Audrey Hepburn from Breakfast at Tiffany's, and then this is the photo from the pattern page of, I mean, come on, that's gotta have some kind of a Breakfast at Tiffany's reference. I'm going off on a tangent here and I apologize. So this is the Copacabana bandana. It says it's a very lightweight and extremely soft bandana. Wrap it around your neck to keep warm or around your head to keep your hair in check. However styled, it will spice up your outfit. The bandana is worked from top down. First, you cast on stitches for the long edge of the bandana, and from there you will continue to decrease on each row, and that's different. Usually you're increasing to the size, and this way you're decreasing, which I feel like that's kind of nice. You go from knitting lots of stitches per row to knitting fewer and fewer. That's great. It says the size of the bandana is only approximate and can vary slightly depending on your personal knitting tension. Again, it's a bandana. Don't sweat gauge, okay? Just don't. This once, just let it go. So that is the Copacabana bandana, and I love it, especially in that tangerine color. And that's it, you guys. A quick history of the bandana and 8 really fantastic bandana or neckerchief patterns that you can knit to add as a staple piece to your wardrobe. Thank you so much for taking the time to hang out with me today. I am so excited to go down this bandana and neckerchief rabbit hole. I'm inspired by all the looks, and I have several ideas of ones I would love to cast on, and I'm hoping that this inspired you as well. If you enjoyed yourself or took anything away from the video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Definitely subscribe and click that bell icon so you can be notified anytime I upload new content here on the channel, which is every Sunday and every Wednesday. And also don't forget to head over to the Wool Needles Hands website where you can access show notes for most of the videos that I put up here on the channel. You can also purchase merch to help support your favorite knitting podcast channel. You can check out some knitting patterns that I have over there, and you can sign up for the Wool Needles Hands monthly newsletter. Until I see you for Wednesday's episode of the Midweek Ramble, happy knitting, happy making, happy whatever it is that you're doing. Take care, be well, and I will see you soon. Bye.